Coach, you've talked for probably about 4 years now. You want 4 or 5 players in double-digit scoring. You get 5 tonight, and your best player doesn't have double digits. I mean, what does that kind of say about the depth that you guys have where you can have that many players and Charlize not be one of them?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great sign for us. It's a great sign that we can score 78, and Charlize isn't in double figures. I thought L.A. Also struggled a little bit in that first half, and, it's just nice to have other shot makers on the floor. And this was a great opportunity for us to kind of work our way through some maybe some forcing some things and missing some shots and see how we respond. And then obviously came out in the second half and looked like a better team, and getting, I think the paint points really just changed the game. We got some post presence and rebounding presence, and that really changed the game.
I think in the first half, Charlize, Tara, and Bella, I think, combined 1 for 12. Obviously some foul trouble in there, but you get 18 from AT and Jenna combined. Just kind of talk about the two of them and maybe what they were able to do to kind of calm you guys in that first half, even as 2 of your younger players.
Yeah, I don't think Tara scored other than the free throw line either in the first half. But again, I think even the free throws are a big statement for us. We got to the line 25 times. I hate that we only made 16. There's always a but to that. But that's a big thing. Tara got to the free throw line. We have different people that can post up. Even in our transition, we have, probably 4 of our players that we want to run first post down. And this was a game where we really needed Charlize just to post up and Tara to post up. And that's why we floundered a little bit in the first half, is that we were just depending on B and Beyonce, and they were double teaming, and it was just a little bit, we couldn't get the ball in and out. We couldn't get the ball where we wanted it. So I love how we have the versatility of other people being able to be effective, just all over the floor. But I think the thing that we've been in the past is if we've missed a lot of outside shots, we've struggled in games. And this is a game where we missed some outside shots that I know we're going to look at in the second quarter in particular and go, that's a great shot. That's a great shot. I think someone told me that we kind of judge them by 7s. 7s are the shot we want you to take. And I think we had 9 7s that we missed in the second quarter. So it gets distorted a little bit when you don't make shots, and I was definitely distorted a little bit in the second quarter. But I think I'm going to be pleasantly surprised by some of the things that we did, and clearly we're a different team in how we can be effective different ways. That outside shot not falling, well, make sure we get some paint points, and we did that in the second half.
We've talked about the ups and downs of Bella also for about 4 years now. There's probably a time she has 2 points and 2 fouls in the first half. There's probably a time where that carries out through the rest of the game. Instead, she goes 6 for 6 in the second half with 14. I mean, that alone, how much do you think that speaks to what she's grown into, where she kind of took that game over and put it away for you guys in the third and fourth?
Yeah, it's huge. I think she's that's a good point. Just her emotional maturity of not getting down and not – and the physicality of the game and not letting that bother her. She stayed physical. She stayed a post presence and obviously took advantage of her size and her quickness and her explosiveness in there. Again, I don't want her just to play 19 minutes a game. I think the point is we need her to be effective, and we need her to be on the floor about 25 minutes a game. So I liked how she responded, but I don't like her in foul trouble every first half.
Going back to having dimensions to your offense, we talked about Charlize having a low personal point total, but making a lot of opportunities for her teammates. What kind of impact does she have, and what did you see today from that?
Yeah, I mean, who would think that? Like in a game, I think she was 0 for 9 or something at some point when I was looking at a stat sheet. But she just is such a complete player, and I think her impact on the defensive end, made us got us going a little bit. She just ends up getting a little tougher on the ball and making things difficult for the other team. She's a coach on the floor. Her plus minus is huge. So plus 17. So she doesn't score, yet she's that effective when she's on the floor. And I think the team has a lot of confidence. She can play multiple positions. She can hurt the team in a lot of different ways. She can guard multiple positions. She's competitive. When we needed the basket the most, she made it. I just think she's a game-changing type player. And again, she's going to get her shot. she's shooting the ball great in practice. This is I'm not worried about her at all. I'm a lot more worried about other people on this team.
And so freshman Jenna Villa coming in, just sinking those threes. Could you talk a little bit more about her impact and just her first impressions?
Well, again, it's like everybody sighs a relief when we're not kind of hitting shots, and you have someone like Jenna that can come in and just, deflate the other team and give you momentum. And she's that kind of shooter. They've got to scramble to find her on the perimeter. That eventually is going to leave a lot of openings in the post, either on the block or opportunities to drive. I just love her attitude. I love that she's not afraid of missing, and she's not afraid of the big moment. And when the lights come on, she's usually really, really solid for us. She's still got a lot of work to do in other phases of the game, but again, playmaking, shot making is huge in this game, and obviously I like her coming off the bench and having that threat coming off the bench. So I loved her minutes. I think she's given us everything she can, and again, she's been really solid for us, all summer long on the international trip and all fall, and obviously we have a lot of confidence in her.
Coach, it's just game one, but it seemed like you fought through all sorts of adversity, all sorts of different situations in this game, and that third quarter having 23 points to their 9. What do you take going into this next game that you guys got on Thursday?
Well, I think it still comes down to, I thought we really buckled in and helped ourselves defensively. You don't know people very well. We've never played Cal Poly. I love Chanel. Chanel is doing a fantastic job. We go way back to K-State days. She really had a disciplined approach to how they were going to guard us, and we got a little greedy. And so I think it's a great way to see someone else, and they were disciplined. They did it exactly what they wanted to do, and we're going to have a real learning curve in watching this game and preparing for potentially how Gonzaga might guard us as well. I think people are going to stop our post presence. I think they're going to plug the lane, and I think people are going to continue to challenge us from our the 3-point line. So this is going to be a great learning curve. Again, I was really impressed with Cal Poly. They made some really hard shots, and I think it's just going to be a great opportunity for us to watch the film and get better. Clearly, we're going to play a team coming up on Thursday that's has more threats all over the floor, and another very disciplined. They know their stuff. They know how they want to guard. They're not going to make mistakes. They're not going to beat themselves. So it's a real challenge for us on Thursday.
Thursday, you also have a cool moment to raise the Pac-12 Tournament Championship banner. How much is that? What's that going to mean to you guys? And then for the newer players and the returners, how much is that kind of a reminder of the goal or one of the goals of this team?
It is. It's a reminder. It's big. We've never done that. Again, the rings and you pick and choose when you want to do that. We kind of took off from how the NBA does it at the start of the season. It's a big moment in the history of our program. Clearly, we wanted to do that as early as we could in the non-conference. 4:00 start didn't make this game feasible. So obviously it falls on a great night against a great competition. We want to celebrate that team and that moment, that Pac-12 championship. They're going to be getting their rings, which they've never gotten before, and then it's over. And we shouldn't talk about that anymore. And it's all about what we do that night. It's just we're whatever we're doing all summer and all fall is about what we want to be good on the night that we're playing. That's all we've earned is the opportunity to play. We're going to play a great team. We're going to put that to bed and enjoy that moment, but we're going to focus on this upcoming season and every game as a go be 1-0 after the next game. Go be 1-0 after the next game, and just keep that focus because the season is too long. And you don't want to look ahead, and you certainly don't want to be looking behind for too long because people will run right by you. So excited about that moment. Want to celebrate it with the seniors that can come back, and I want the freshmen to aspire to get the last Pac-12 championship too. Like, why not? And obviously, we have big goals for this team this year.
Coach, they made almost everything in the first half. You guys go in down. Was there anything you talked about in the halftime break that you wanted to see better in that third quarter that prompted that run, or did you kind of feel like a regression was coming from, they were making everything?
Yeah. feels like that. It feels like they're just going to keep making things. And I thought our defense got better. I thought we got more sound in keeping them out of the lane, and they did. They became a little more human and missed a few shots. We really just wanted to clean up our attacking, our pick and roll, what we were looking for on that. We just didn't think that they were not going to let us have a pick and roll and throw to the big, on the move. So we had to move the ball either on skip passes or get the ball out of our hands and make an extra pass. And I just thought our team responded the right way. We got into some, low posts had their position. We had high lows at times. And again, our offense we can get to those actions. We just didn't do it in the first half very good. So, what is that? Not very many points, 31 points in the first half and then come out with 23. I think that's the thing that we're going to look at. But I think the big thing is going to be we're probably going to look at that second quarter and be pretty happy with the shots we got. So got to take a little good and bad with everything.
Thursday night is obviously a big game in our area, especially for recruiting and things along that line. Having it come so early in the season, is that something you like to kind of test your team right off the bat, or what are kind of your thoughts overall on this game on Thursday?
Scheduling's so hard. You just try to get people when you can, and it's like you play checkers or chess, I think, getting people on the schedule. But I just look at everybody playing. Colorado's playing LSU right now. Notre Dame and South Carolina. There have been some big opening day games, and it's good. It's good. It's good for us to play top 10, top 15, top 25 teams. We need to challenge ourselves. Everybody now, it's still early in the season, and you don't know each other very well. You're not very scouted. So you're gonna make some mistakes against some of these teams, but this is what we signed up for. I just can't imagine this team being anything but just thrilled about playing a rivalry game and someone that you want to beat. And obviously, it's a statement game for us because it either, lets everybody know that we really are, stepping up in a top 25 team, or maybe we're not. But it's a great challenge to go against a fantastic program like Gonzaga. Appreciate it. Go Cougs.